Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel.
In today's video, we're going to talk about townhouse or standalone home.
Not that simple. You put it in if you would like to, if you have money, but I don't think that can be even. Anyway, so the question.
Here's the question. So, would you buy a townhouse in a location you like as an owner-occupied property?
That you live in.
Or somewhere, a standalone home, you will never live but as an investment property? You go first.
Okay, depends on situation.
Like what?
10 years ago, no kids, investment.
Investment property.
That I don't live in because I just care about money and return.
The return, the income, the potential of that landlord feeling, the
pride of, oh yeah, I own investment property somewhere there. I never been.
Yep.
The private.
And then you look at the numbers, emotionally attached to it.
Yeah, you never been.
Yeah.
But if I have family, I have kids, I will definitely use the money
to buy a
yes, townhouse. Yes, that I know the area because we live in the same area, but that's why I said it's very hard question because where you live in and where you invest, the amount of money may be totally different. For example, area we live in.
Yep. So to give you an idea, in the suburb that we live in is about entry point. If it's a standalone house,
2 million at least
minimum.
Yeah.
So that's the entry point. Whereas you can get.
But then you said townhouse. Townhouse is not much cheaper anyway. It's 1.5 million at least. Some of the brand new one I saw, they're advertising for 3 or 4 million as a townhouse.
Now, I'll give you a little bit more perspective. Is we're sort of in the middle between, let's say, the airport plus Opera House. So we smack bang in the middle of that, and it's, I guess,
5 kilometers to the city.
Yeah, and university locations is quite short distance for how many universities around here?
2, 3.
At least 3.
Yeah.
So, and then you've got also the schooling, the convenient, I guess, for corporate life.
Yes, close to city. If people need to go to city, we used to. We don't anymore.
There you go.
Anyway, so the entry point in here is a lot more expensive. I think one depends on how much you have.
Yep. Depending if you can afford it.
If you have family or not. Well, even you have family and you don't have much and you want to be landlord, like our friend. We do have a friend, they're thinking to buy investment property, but then they're renting at this area.
Oh, yep, gotcha. I'm thinking which one it is. Like, okay, I get you.
They haven't got it, but they talk to you, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I get what you mean. And then now for me, on the other hand, I would go owner-occupied. It all depends on your circumstances. You're correct on that one there.
Yeah, because we had a big conversation on that, right?
Yeah, massive. It can hear an argument, a good constructive argument, or not argument, more like bantering. It's just depending on the scenario. Because realistically, yes, we do live in the city, and at the same time, we do have a standalone house as an investment property.
In somewhere we've never been, far away in Queensland.
Correct. So, and nowadays paid for in full as well.
And we bought it for $282,000.
Yeah. And
that paid full. You can't get anything in Sydney.
For that amount. Why?
Not even a granny flat. Sydney, okay? I didn't say New South Wales.
Okay, so yeah, true.
I did not, okay? You need
Very
your
great
ear fixed, like our son said. You need to get your ear fixed.
So, yeah, like, they all have its own pros and cons.
No, because now if I can choose again, I will buy to live in. Because as a landlord, sometimes it is just
it's tough, it's hard, especially in a place that you, for our example anyway, we haven't actually been there, and because of COVID as well, it makes it harder. We were thinking of doing it this year, but then and it's been how many years since we bought it?
6 years.
about 6 years, and we haven't actually went in that particular property.
No.
So, but and now we've got a new tenant. Previous 2 tenants didn't have any problem in terms of requesting repairs at all.
Everyone is different. It depends on the tenant. Some
Correct.
people can just live with it. For me,
Yep.
a little bit here is okay. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and because in the past 6 years, I was quite amazed at how come there's no damage, there's no maintenance.
Yeah.
And now having on that 6th year, all of this problem occurring, and we've got
maybe this tenant is also picky as well. I don't really know.
Yeah, it could be. Like, and we're thinking of, because how come there seems to be just one job after another that needs repair. Like, it might be a wear and tear thing, and makes it harder because we've never been in there.
So, we did the paint outside the house, right? How much was it? Do you remember?
Like, no
$5
idea.
grand?
5-ish, yeah.
And then now, what are we going to fix again? The roof or something?
Yeah.
And other $4 grand or $5 grand.
Yeah.
That's 10,000 already within a year. I think we just painted.
Yeah, the paint, and then this year
$10,000. And other fix here and there, little thing. That's another 1,000 or 2.
There you go.
So that's 12,000 in a year. It's 1,000 a month. Doesn't occur every year, but it's still quite a lot. If it's your own home, you can do improvement yourself. You can do it. And if the location you like, I'm sure you will do a lot more research. Is a good like suburb, good schooling around there. Then if it's good school, there will be high demand.
Correct.
So
depending what stage of life you're in as well.
Yes, eventually the property price will appreciate.
Yeah.
Like if you hold it for more than 10, 20 years, then it will. That's another strategy for investment.
Correct. Yeah. So for us, like now we're up to the stage where we have kids and we have families. Like a townhouse is probably more ideal compared to an apartment.
Yeah.
And then house is more ideal compared to a townhouse.
But it's just kind of hard in Sydney city for a house.
Yeah.
And they're not that big anyway, right? Like 200-300 square meter.
Correct.
Yeah, the investment property we've got in Queensland is 500 or 600.
Double.
Average well, size. But but then location.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's like, okay, then we live in a very dense location. Yeah. We're not living in the suburbia where it's a bit far for everything. We're a lot more close to the city.
So you haven't answered. Which one would you choose?
Owner-occupied townhouse or a standalone house as an investment property. It's a bit tough because as an investment property, you it's an income based. So I'm still a bit. If we don't have the income, that means we don't have the lifestyle that we have. Does that make sense? So that means we have to work more. So that means, yes, we can get the house, but that means we have to work more. We're trading that for. Whereas now, well, your lifestyle, you're staying at home, all because of other investment property. I do want a house, but that's me.
So you haven't answered the question.
I want the townhouse.
Okay, that's it.
But that's it's like
the
want
problem
and
is
need.
one. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too.
Can
you do it? That's the thing. So if you're trying to get a townhouse in here, you need at least 20. Well, for us, we would like to pay 20% deposit in it.
Bare minimum.
Let's say 2 million for the townhouse. 20% is 400,000, and then you gotta pay stamp duty, this and that. Okay, half a mil, 500,000 in the bank. You can just pay it off in standalone house in Queensland.
As an investment property, you could probably get 2 or 1.5
or maybe
something
just
like that.
one.
One plus, and that would generate income.
Off. Yes.
Let's say if that's 500,000, well, I can buy a standalone home as an investment property, and on top of that, I'm going to earn an income from it. So it's a tough decision. Depending on what it is that you want. Like if you want.
For me, I'm from Hong Kong, so apartment in here is massive for me already.
So I grew up in a sort of house, so a bit different.
So, verdict.
No one win on this one, but for me, I would rather have the townhouse. But that's the downside is that emotionally.
Yeah, the thing is, you pay for the $500,000 and you still got $1 million debt.
Correct. Whereas the other way around,
you pay $500,000. No debt, and I got income.
And that's the lifestyle that we're in. We're in the investment property, the second one. It's kind of funny because you always want the opposite.
Yeah.
So like, okay, then I've got this, but would I want to trade it off?
What, the grass, something is
it's
greener?
Always greener on the other side. Yeah. So would I want to trade that off? I probably don't, because if we were to trade that off, like realistically, like between want and need, realistically, that would mean that we have to go back in a mortgage. And that means you have to work full time. I gotta work full time. The kids will never see the kids except on the weekend, and there's a lot of drop off and pick up and juggling between that as well. So you're trading off that versus staying at home with the kids, watch them grow, teach them the value of life and everything else that we teach them as a parents, instead of just putting them and rely on other people to raise them. In a sense, you want to raise your own kids. So that's our value with our children. But yeah,
everyone is different.
This is just based on our own 2 cents. Our experience,
our thought process.
So like always,
there's no right and wrong answer. It really depends on you.
Yeah. Obviously, the ideal would be having both, right?
Yes.
So have your own principal place of home in a bigger place, and on top of that, you've got all of this income coming in from your investment property with no repairs.
You cannot avoid that. It's wear and tear.
Yeah, and with no wear and tear, and like just receiving all the income.
Even apartment or townhouse, you got to pay strata. Strata is going to increase every single year.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. You just pay in an installment instead of a lump sum for us to pay for our the property in Queensland.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, right? So with the townhouse, the townhouse is the strata is always going to be there. If you want to do repair outside, our common area, you gotta approach. I guess make sure to get approval by the strata also, by the committees. Townhouse. Like it's a fixed expenses throughout the lifetime of you owning it. Standalone home, hey, a leak here, bang, $1,000. Oh, this happened, bang, $5,000. Oh, a new carpet, bang, another $10,000.
Oh, you got to pay for that for strata on property too.
Yeah, no, but there's more of that the outside of repair. Like you're bound to do that anyway. Yeah. But yeah, that's just part of owning property, whether it's principal place of home or investment property.
That's a lot of money involved.
Anyway, that's just our 2 cents. Don't forget to subscribe, comment if you like this type of video.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.